His right hand and his holy arm has gotten him the victory. Gotten him what victory? Over the enemies. Who's the enemies? The captors of the exiles of Israel. And then it says in verse 2, Yahweh has made known his salvation, his righteousness, has he openly shown in the sight of the nations. He's openly shown it. The new song, his right hand and holy arm has gotten him the victory. The new song, he's openly showing his deliverance in the sight of the heathen. Verse 3, he's remembered his mercy and his truth toward the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen it. And this means with your own eyes. They see it physically with their own eyes. So, as a result, verse 4, make a joyful noise unto Yahweh. Make a loud noise. Rejoice. Sing praise. Verse 5, sing unto Yahweh with the harp. With the harp and the voice of psalm. See that? Sing unto Yahweh a new song. Sing with the harp. A new song, sing with the harp. Well, in Revelation 15, they're playing harp. They're singing the song of Moses, and they're singing the song of the Lamb. Well, Psalm 96 is regarded as a psalm for the Sabbath as well. It says, sing unto Yahweh a new song. Sing unto Yahweh all the earth. Sing unto Yahweh, bless his name. Show forth his salvation from day to day. What's his salvation? In the context of the new song, it's the delivering of the exiles of Israel. Declare his glory among the heathen, his wonders among all people. So, as we have this economic collapse that some are saying is in the near future, or at least it's mathematically possible to happen in the near future, Bible-believing Christians in America who haven't returned to the Torah, who don't understand two house, who don't understand the second coming of the Messiah is for the gathering, uniting of the 12 tribes of Israel. And they don't know that that's connected to a new song, and that's why they're singing the song of Moses and they're singing the song of the Lamb. And these are the ones who have the victory over the beast, over his image, over his mark, over the number of his name. And so, what's the context of the beast doing these things? Well, we're told about no one may buy or sell in Revelation chapter 13. That's the same chapter that says the beast rules for 42 months. And so, when it says they got the victory over the beast, over his image, over his mark, it's speaking specifically about that 42-month period, which shows you that the gathering and the uniting of the 12 tribes of Israel is in that 42-month period. It is the last 3.5 years. So, I believe that first and foremost, we need to be prepared spiritually for the days and the times in which we're living. And how we're prepared spiritually is we're solid in knowing and understanding that Yeshua is the Messiah. And his word is written in our heart. His word is written in our mind. We are endeavoring and we're seeking to follow his Torah. And we understand that Messiah died to gather and unite the 12 tribes of Israel. He's coming again to gather and unite the 12 tribes of Israel. And so we need to be prepared spiritually first and foremost. Secondly, we also need to be prepared physically as well, because Joseph prepared for the famine. And I believe that if this collapse of the dollar happens in 2011, we won't be trying to hold on for 10 or 20 years or another generation. That actually our holding on is only, relatively speaking, going to be a short period of time. But and that short period of time is the time until you get to the beginning of the Great Tribulation, because the beginning of the Great Tribulation is when the greater Exodus takes place. And perhaps I'll be going over this a little bit in more detail this afternoon, but the way in which the greater Exodus comes about or happens is that we are being taken back to the land by the Messiah in the form of the cloud by day and the pillar of fire by night. So he becomes an enemy to our enemies. We don't need to worry about the beast because we're in the camp of the righteous. So, do I still have a few... 2 or 3 minutes. Well, this is a perfect place to stop because I was in the process of perhaps starting a new thought, a new topic, which has got to take a half hour. So, this is actually a perfect place to stop. So, number one, I wanted to make you aware of what's happening out there economically, so that if something happens, you're not in shock. Number two, be diligent about preparing spiritually first, but also begin your thought process to prepare physically as well. And then a logistical concern, okay? If there's going to be a mass unrest in the United States, if there's a major collapse of the dollar, and a 50 to 70% devaluation is what one would call a major collapse, the United States government and its law enforcement officials are going to have their hands full controlling the unrest. And if you are a colonel, if you're a military planner about how am I going to control the people of the United States, what you want to do is you want to get control of the greatest number of people first. And I believe I read in the last year or two that 80% of the population of the United States lives in big cities. And so, you know, if people's going crazy in LA and New York and Chicago, etc., they got to put their resources to get things under control there. Because if they don't get things under control there, they can't. And so, let's say you're following Torah, you live out in the country, they're not coming after you first. They got to get control of LA. And so you're going to have an opportunity to be able to protect yourself, to be able to survive. Where your greatest danger is it's not necessarily initially what you believe. It's going to be where you live. And then perhaps we're specifically told then in the Great Tribulation there becomes an issue of what you believe. But before we get to the Great Tribulation, at least if you live in the United States, the greater issue will be where you live. But if you live out in the country and are able to be somewhat self-sufficient, you probably are not going to be bothered like if you lived in downtown LA. So let's take our lunch break now, and we'll have a good time of fellowship, and we will continue after our break.